Hello and welcome to Kump. I feel like I'm leaning. I need to develop a new system here. If you're not watching on the podcast, you don't notice. You don't see what I'm doing. But I lean into the wall. I need to, the thing's over there. I'm over here. I could design a new studio. It doesn't matter. I could, have a pork rind dispenser. Just some fucking dangle, what are those things called? Chicaro? I don't know. I like pork rinds, but the other one, they're too hard. And the dust gets caught in my throat. And then I just start coughing like a maniac. People think I have COVID. They call the cops on me. And they try to get me quarantined. I don't leave the house. I mean, I have the pork rinds delivered. Or the chicaros. The chicarillo. I don't know. I'm not trying to butcher it. I don't know what they're called. But I have a problem where I choke on the dust. And people, I'm not saying it's a big deal. I'm not putting a GoFundMe out to have neck surgery or throat surgery or fat reduced from my neck, but it would be nice if I could eat these chicaros. They're tastier, I think, than regular pork rinds. They have a little more of that barbecue flavor because they're harder, I guess. They soak up the barbecue dust. What is barbecue dust? What is barbecue flavor? What's it supposed to taste like? I mean, I like a good barbecue potato chip, but what is that? Is that some kind of, is that supposed to taste like the chicken? Is it supposed to taste like a fucking, if it's just the smoke? I mean, what am I tasting there? It's good, but what is that flavor? Is it barbecue sauce, I guess? I guess it could be barbecue. Someone just started mixing barbecue sauce. And what is barbecue sauce? It's a strange concept. I guess it is that kind of distinct. It's sugar. It's like sugar. It's a ketchup with something else. I don't know. I'm not a food man. I'm a fat man. I'm not a food man. I don't know all the ins and outs. I should get barbecue from my fucking weird outside area. I guess you'd call it a balcony. I'm doing, keto again. So it'd be nice if I could eat these chicarellos, but I guess I'll just settle for getting a barbecue and just cooking raw meat. Might get the cops called me in for that. I mean, what am I talking about? I'm always nervous about barbecue. I'm always nervous about meat. I just cooked some fucking chicken drumsticks before, and I have a system. I think I talked about this recently, right? People were messaging me going, cook with the bone in. And I did. I cooked some drumsticks. I did this for fucking 35 minutes, 450. I need a goddamn thermometer for my oven, but I'm always paranoid. I'm always sitting there going, like, am I going to get sick? I mean, a few weeks back, I'd eaten a bunch of not raw eggs, but I'd eaten 6 eggs. It was too many eggs. And I had to eat a bunch of panko bread cum. I'd eat some panko bread cum. What is bread cum? That's when I fucking have my cheat day and I just start sucking the dick of the, bread guy. Not my friend, the bread guy, some other bread guy. I'm not going to start mixing friendship with the word I wanted. This is how we get into weird situations. The point is, it starts out me just flubbing a line and I stick to it. And now I don't even want to talk about it. But yeah, so I cooked some drumsticks. I'm always just paranoid I'm going to fucking lose my, just start getting food poisoning. Start shitting my bed again. I get it that time when we were eating with Russ Baker. I got food poisoning from him. Not from him. We went to a restaurant, whatever. I don't know. I'm going to open my Red Bull Zero, my patented, it's a little late in the day, but, So, I'm very concerned with these wildfire situation. I mean, I'd love to move to the West Coast. I'd love to get out there. But it seems like the entirety of California is just constantly on fire. There's this orange glow in San Francisco. I mean, it's pretty. I don't know why you don't just roll with it. I mean, I'm saying I'm afraid of it, but I would actually love to be there and just fucking look. It's a barbecue-flavored city, right? It's like a barbecue chip, that city. It's just fucking orange. It looks like when Jell-O used to have a parfait. It was like 1, 2, 3 parfait or something like that. It was nice looking. It was a fucking, it was like a mixture of cream. Was there cream in the parfait? I don't even know, but it was like orange and white, like a goddamn creamsicle laid out in layers. And I sometimes wonder, I had this thought, I didn't know how to articulate it, I still don't, but is this somehow, like, is Bill Cosby a wizard? And because he was, we put him in prison for rape, is he just putting a hex or, a spell? I don't know, is he using his power? It's like Ghostbusters, that whole bubble thing on the museum. Bizarre. Like he's just kind of manifesting Jello. That's not really. That's not my main theory, but these thoughts occur to me, and I should share them. I mean, I like this could. Are you going to cancel me over saying that the guy's a rapist? I can't say that he may be. I mean, look, I don't know what to tell you. It seems cool. Why don't you do a bunch of skate videos? What are people doing in San Francisco? Is it even a cool place anymore? Isn't it the place where like fucking the Doors and the Grateful Dead like got orders from the CIA to like assassinate JFK or something, or do the fucking? Didn't Charles Manson live there? Like what happened to this? Now it's just fucking Google, right? Like Silicon Valley is right there. Why don't they figure it out? Why don't you make an app to make make it not orange? I mean, climate change. What are we gonna do? I mean, look, I'm with you, but like, what are we gonna do? It's sometimes you have to look at the situation. It's like, can we do something? Yes, but can we, in our current, are we gonna do something? It doesn't seem like it. It doesn't seem like we're gonna. It seems like we're at a détente with just kind of an intentional. Let's do nothing. Like it's a fucking stalemate with apathy and. Like, what could we do? And then the Green New Deal, which would probably do nothing. I mean, like, I would love the Green New Deal if it actually had, I read the fucking thing, or whatever it was, this think piece, what would you call it? This outline, the Green New Deal. People tell me it's about moving the fucking Overton window, which is not familiar with that. It's the concept that, like, like now everyone's, like, fucking a lot more people are on board with universal health care, right? Like, single payer. This Bernie and all this stuff, and so the Overton window is shifted on that. I mean, it's a loose way of talking about it. So like the acceptable debate limits, like back in the '90s was much more crazy, I guess. So I had this awful roommate, this piece of shit who always plays fucking music all the time. It was Lucy's apartment. We were already dating, but she got an apartment. And I was like, why don't we just move in together? Like, no, let's get my own place. And we ended up just, like, I was over there anyway. So, whatever. Point is, I'm basically living there. And this roommate of hers, this fucking scumbag who, like, listen to Bill. Like, I'm not trying to start a radio war with Bill Maher. I used to watch his show back in, like, the early 2000s, maybe. I got no problem with the guy. A lot of people hate him. I don't hate him. I don't care. But, like, when you're of a certain age, you stop. Like, you don't need to. Like, I don't listen to anybody. I don't know who's reading op-eds, for instance. Like, this whole thing of op-eds. Like, I mean, I'm not trying to be smug, but, like, I got over op-eds when I was, like, 24. Some of you might be 24, so that's fine. But I'm not 24 anymore. Like, at a certain point, adults don't need to be reading the op-ed page. I can just read the news and disseminate it to my own brain. I don't need you to tell me why this fucking geyser that you found of oil in fucking Montana means we gotta invade, southern Dubai or whatever the fuck. I mean, this is all about, why Kentucky Fried Chicken, not having the double down sandwich means I gotta fucking, cut off clits in Africa. Like, this doesn't add up, but that's all op-ed pages are for. It's just, it's just someone trying to, like, contextualize the news and then sell you something. It's like Alex Jones with the pills. And the fucking the heroin he sells, or whatever the fuck it is. And I'm like, good for him. If you're gonna buy shit from the guy, that's you. I mean, like, he's tricking people. That's your fault. I don't care. Like, at a certain point, we can't handhold everyone. This guy's gonna be out there and saying Sandy Hook's a fucking scam. I mean, what do you want me to tell you? Like, I mean, it's not. I'm not gonna be like fucking handholding you, sucking your dick, telling you how the news works. All right, go read a book. Go fucking, go read Dune by Frank Herbert if you want. I mean, it doesn't matter. You could read Dune, you could read the op-ed page. Same thing. It's both fiction. It's both, it both has the whiff of geopolitics, but it's also horse shit. Like, he's a Jesus figure. It's always a Jesus figure, isn't it? There's always a Jesus figure in science fiction, like Christ on the cross. I've told that. I mean, have I told this story? I don't know. I was in college. I'll paraphrase it quickly, just for the purpose of this conversation. We're watching The Graduate, and the fucking guy's like, "Oh, look at him, like Christ on the cross." And I was like, "It wasn't." If you watch the commentary, he's like, "No, we couldn't bang in a window. We couldn't bang in a window because it was a new church." But this dumb professor didn't care because they gotta cram their Christ narrative into everything. Christ isn't even a good narrative. It's like, oh, I mean, like, it's not the worst thing. It's kind of a weird, like, it's kind of like a fucking J.J. Abrams property, a J.J. Abrams, vehicle, where it's like, oh, he's fucking, this whiz kid Jesus. He's talking a lot of shit about the Romans. He's fucking throwing over tables in the temple. He's just hanging out with hookers and fucking tax collectors, just fucking everyone sucking each other off and eating fish and bread. 4 loaves of fish, and then we're all sucking each other off. That's that parable. That got lost in translation. It's like, oh, like how did everyone eat if all we had was 2 fish and a few loaves of bread? It's like, 'cause we're all sucking dick and eating ass on the Mountain of Olives. Or the Mountain of, I don't know why that means the Mountain of Olives. There was the Mount of Olives, but I don't know if that was it the Mount of, it's the Beatitudes, right? It's the fucking when he gave the Psalms or the Beatitudes. He's like, do unto others as I do unto you. Like, but my point is that they're all sucking each other off. And it's like, wow, you really fed the people. Yeah, I got them to suck each other's dicks and eat each other's clits, and it's just fine. That's what it's like a free love thing. It's like a hippie thing. I mean, that actually tracks with Jesus. Why am I not the priest? I mean, I really should be the Pope. We've talked about this before, but like how I really wasn't crazy in high school. I really should have been the Pope, because I would bring Jesus to the millennial / Zoomer mentality. Because and Jesus like, oh, Jesus, do you care if I'm a trans or if I'm non-binary? Jesus don't give a fuck. Call yourself a man. Call yourself a woman. Say you don't care either way. You're Latinx. You this, you that. What do I give a fuck? I'm fucking making people suck dick or eat ass, and also like feed the poor. Suck the homeless guy's dick. Give him some food while you're at it. Give the fish to the homeless guy and eat your friend's ass. It's all fucking just make it a potluck. He wasn't trying to start a fucking, like he said that give to Caesar unto Caesar what is Caesar's, right? And then give to, God what's God's. Which sounds like it was written by Caesar, probably when the Romans took over, but whatever. The point was, he was like, I'm not trying to start a fucking revolution. Just eat some ass. Make the shit, make a crucifix of me with the shit and blood and piss, like I explained before. It's not just blood. You fixate on the blood of Christ, shit of Christ, piss of Christ. They should hand you a cup, because it's not the blood of Christ, right? This is a follow-up to the famous shit in the cross, dynamic. But this is also a good point. Like, you're drinking this wine, this wine's blood. Well, look, I'll be with you, Jesus. I could be with you on the fucking, you're the Jesus. You're the all-powerful Jesus guy. You fucking hang out with the whores. You make people suck dick. It's great. And you could turn this bread into a bunch of fucking flesh. You could turn this fucking wine into water or whatever the fuck. You could turn this fucking wine into blood. But you didn't. It's just still wine. I'm sitting there. And so, like, why not just say this is the piss of Christ and just have the priest piss into it, into the cup? Don't let the priest piss into the people. That's the last thing we need. We don't need priests having any excuse. That you don't, because to be clear, I'm talking about pissing, like, beforehand. But now, the problem with these fucking pedo priests, they're gonna fucking take every opportunity to go, oh, I'm gonna take some liberty with this, and they're gonna piss into the people. And God forbid, what age are the people gonna get the piss into the dick? You know what I'm saying? Like you can't trust priests. In my church, there'll be just jars of piss that were done beforehand, sterilized. Maybe it's not a good idea. Maybe this is actually, maybe this is why they didn't do blood, because they'd be like, oh, you gotta get the blood out of my dick and ass. And it's like, oh, I mean, not this. To imply that, though, was imply the church ever gave a fuck about stopping pedophilia, which it doesn't. It sends people to the fucking, the Vatican sends lawyers to the fucking, DC to fucking argue against raising the age of or the statute of limitations, right, for these sex crimes. Terrible people. But Jesus was fine. Jesus was never like, Jesus said something like, hey, if you're going to suck a kid's dick, you better throw a rock around your neck and then jump in the river because you're done. I don't like that shit. Don't hurt a kid. Better you kill yourself. Did Jesus ever actually say don't kill yourself? Because didn't he basically implied it'd be better to kill yourself than be a pedophile in that fucking thing he said, right? So I don't know where this whole thing of you can't get to heaven if you kill yourself. What does Jesus care if you kill yourself? Like, he's not doing a good enough job. Let people kill themselves if they want. Oh, no, you fucking came to heaven too quick. You're going to argue like heaven's so fucking great and I can't take a shortcut? Like, what is the point of any of this? No, because I can't find out if you cheated on your wife because you were depressed. You can't fucking Kobe Maru that game. This is a Star Trek reference. But it's not the right pronunciation. But whatever. I'm going to take another sip of this delicious, delicious Red Bull. Peace be unto you. But the point, yeah, he wants to fucking, have you turn 50, and then your wife who like hates you and cucks you and yells at you because you didn't bring home the tomatoes. You work all day, and all she does is she calls your job. You're working at the steel mill. And she calls your foreman, your fucking, the comptroller of the steel mill, or wherever the fuck he is. And she's like, hey, is Ray there? Is Ray there? And you go, well, look, he's operating the fucking smelter. He's melting steel beams like 9/11. And, she's like, I have to talk to him. Like, and they put over the loudspeaker, like a local compromise. They go, Ray, your wife's on the phone. She wants you to fucking buy tomatoes. It's very important. And everyone laughs at you because you're a cuck. Because you fucking have. It's look, because she told you in the morning to buy tomatoes. She didn't trust you. So she's always making, it's always embarrassing you. Always fucking. It's not anti-woman's greed, right? It just happens to be a certain kind of woman with a certain kind of man. I mean, this is not me and Lucy, for instance. We're in love and we're beautiful people and we're beautiful babies. But like this is a different kind of marriage, and you just want a connection. And it's like that movie Akiru from Kurosawa. You find some woman, in this case it's a homeless woman, and she offers to hug you and kiss you and just give you little kisses, like a kissing booth, but with adults. It's like the kissing booth with an adult homeless woman. Not attractive, but she's affectionate. You gave her some money, but it's not quid pro quo. You gave it to her. You were walking away, and she went like, "I want to give you a hug and a kiss," and you're like, "You don't have to do that," and she did it anyway, and it's nice. It's a warm moment. You got a little bit of love in your life out of your loveless marriage, separate from your loveless marriage, and then you kill yourself. But that's what Jesus wants to send you to hell for that. That's the point. You gotta go to hell. You cheated on your tomato wife. This is not like the mayonnaise wife. This is a tomato wife. This is just fucking, did you get the tomatoes? These tomatoes aren't good enough. They're fucking green. They're fucking mushy. You fucking turd. You fucking slob. And like, why? What do you do? What are you doing all day? You're fucking not bringing me tomato. Fucking, I should go fuck the neighbor boy. And you're like, he's 6 years old. Like, I'll do it anyway. I'm a tomato wife. Terrible woman. There's not an anti-woman thing. It's just, this happens to be an awful woman. And the homeless, ugly woman who you helped out, gave you a hug and a kiss, and now Jesus wants to send you to hell. And because you're going to miss that chance of being tempted by the homeless woman, if you can't kill yourself, is the point. He plays games. He plays tricks. What are we even talking about? The piss of Christ, I guess. But no, it's a problem. Because that's the whole thing. It was like this Cuties shit, right? This Cuties. I mean, it's insane to me. Look, is this movie supposed to be some kind of... I thought it was a documentary at first. Apparently it's not a documentary. You're an asshole if you thought it was a documentary. If you don't know what Cuties is, and you're questioning why a bunch of kids are fucking dancing around doing squats, doing fucking scrunches, hunches. What do you call these things? These twerks? These little girls, they're annoying looking girls. I mean, beyond the over sexualized thing, they also just look like they're annoying. But that's not the point. But whatever, they all like just seem like it's a bizarre situation, right? Like look, here's the problem with like satire, right? Like satire, it's very easy if you're satirizing something to become the thing you're satirizing, right? Like if you're just doing an impression, for instance, of a guy who's a pedophile, you're basically, I'm not gonna do it because you're saying pedophile things. Like, oh, I'm satirizing it. Well, that would be no good, right? The same thing with racist stuff. You can do stuff if you're doing stuff to satirize, I don't know, some racial whatever. I mean, that's very tricky and very, you know what I'm saying. This is not something that's easy to do. Like doing good satire. Like South Park is remarkable, and people, I don't know, you got shit on South Park, go fuck yourself. But the point is, like, very few people are good at satire. So I don't know. The point is it's supposed to be satire, but like you're still putting these kids in these twerks, and like we're all just seeing these fucking what is like. So and again, I can accept that like it's not supposed to be all right, and I'm not saying like these people need to be like hung up by their haunches and shot in the face, and like I'm not a QAnon boy, but the issue, what's remarkable to me, the reason I'm bringing it up, is like. Look, there's certain hills. This is like common sense to me. But I mean, I guess, but there's hills you want to die on, right? And so the left, in a year which they should, like, I mean, objectively, I don't. Trump's a fucking mess. This guy's a mess. You like him, you don't like him. I don't care. I mean, like, I can't get into like subject. Like, I'm not Jim Gaffigan. I don't have the bravery, the skill. To like fuck no, he's a fine guy, but I mean like it's just, what are we doing here? Like you like him, you don't. Like you've seen it all. What am I gonna tell you? He's a crook. You know he's a crook. You like the fact he's a crook, but the point is, you have to admit he's a little vulnerable here. You have to admit that this guy's things are catching up with him. It ain't going great. This should be an easy win for the Democrats. If you don't think so, I mean, it's only because the Democrat, look at what they do every step of the way. I mean, like this, like it's not the Democratic Party per se with but it's the left. This whole like, why like QAnon has tried to fucking carve out, is my point, this like anti-pedophile gimmick, right? And it's like I've talked about like how is pedophilia becoming politicized? Like how is this a fucking thing? How is this not bipartisan? Like hey, maybe like at least in public we're gonna say we're not gonna fuck kids. I know a lot of you like these fucking people fuck kids. But like they tend to like oppose it in their speeches sometimes, or at least pretend to. How is like in the public sphere? How is it a partisan issue? And honestly, if I didn't know better, and I do, but if I didn't know better, I think it was some kind of intentional thing. We're gonna push the left into like defending pedophilia, or like at the very least opposing people who oppose pedophilia, like. There's a way to like call disingenuous without fucking like. You can like just accept that like so, like with Cuties, you lost this one. This new is not a good view. The fact that she's Islamic an issue. I don't know. Like people saying, "Oh, she's an Islamic woman." I don't know what has to do with it. I don't know what that has to do with anything. Like that's neither here nor there to me. It's like it's not good. It's not bad. It's just all right. She's an Islamic woman. We're all people, whatever. The point, like, does that mean it's not? Does it mean she's not a pedophile? I don't think she is a pedophile. Apparently, she's a victim, whatever. The point is, I don't know how you can fucking allow yourself to be backed into the corner of, or like, there's a way to take QAnon. Like, just say like, no one's doing this. No one's saving the kids. It's the easiest thing in the world. Don't defend Cuties. It doesn't need to be defended. We don't need this. It's not helping. This is not helpful satire. All right? Watch South Park for if you don't agree. Like you may not love it. I don't know why you wouldn't. It's phenomenal. It's still great. But like there's a way they do it in a way where it's like it's hard to argue with. You can't say that about Cuties. You can't say that like Cuties is hard to argue with. Look, I'm not really into having girls who are 11 scantily clad doing twerks, but they make a great point. That's not what's going on here. It's not a great point, right? Like oh, we're gonna like showcase this, but like we all know it's bad. Like no, I mean I don't know. Sunny did an episode about this, about sexualizing kids, didn't they? There's a great Sony episode about these pageants. This is just, I don't know. This is just a misstep at best. But it's the willingness to be, anti. It's like you whatever. Like, it's a rant over. Bizarre to me. I mean, honestly, it's like what we get. What should we? Is this movie's about? Like, it's a narrative movie apparently. So what are we doing? We're gonna like have him fucking. Why is it gonna be like Moulin? I never saw Moulin Rouge, but like, what is it gonna be like? Working in a strip club? Like, we'll do it in their off time. Don't like. How about that? How about you make a satire about the kids when they're not twerking, when there's just a slow business day, and they're fucking like the DJ is just kind of harassing them, but like in a dumb way. And then they're like, no, I'm not. And their manager's just screwing them over on tips, and they're just cleaning the bathroom. Like, this sucks. Like, this is a shit job. Like, that's satire. But like, you've been to a strip club. It's not great. You go into a strip club. It's not women just twerking everywhere. It's kind of dancing, but they're kind of half-assed a lot of the time. Like, what are you even like? Are these supposed to be strip? People are making the case that they look like strippers is the point. I guess they're not in a strip club. They're supposed to be these pageant girls. I don't even know what this is. It's a gaslighty feeling. Is this what really, really needed in this year? With the COVID and the fucking masks and the fucking crazy. This is just a fucking like, just like one of those, this is like that game with the lava, right? On Netflix. This is just one of those things where it's like, now mom's got to jump on the fucking tomb of Tutankhamun and not touch the fucking Kool-Aid as we're calling lava. Don't touch lava is the name of the game. Fucking Don't Wake Daddy. Whatever it is. Don't Wake Dad. Don't Wake Dad. I walked with my dad. One time, I didn't wake him. I woke up in the middle of the night and he was like eating popcorn in his underwear in the kitchen. Shocking. So anyway. I mean, whatever. I mean, it's just going to be a fucking another kissing booth situation. They're going to be Cuties 2, Cuties 3. They're already shooting Cuties 2. Are they going to cross over with Buffy the Vampire Slayer? What are the Cuties? Are they a fucking... Are they a fight? Well, make them a crime fighting squad at least. Like, why? I don't know. Like, do something with it. Make it a thing where, like, they're at least fighting back. Why don't you have it? Like, it would be a lot better because people say in the climax of the movie is just them twerking and shit. I mean, I haven't watched it yet. Am I wrong to not watch it? It feels, it does feel weird to like even support it. I mean, like I don't think it's pedophiles gonna watch. Like people are arguing like, oh, pedophiles don't watch mainstream things for pedophilia. It's like, well, they might start if you're making these. They might be like, oh, all right, look. It's like when you fucking the White Stripes came out. I'm sure a lot of guys who like indie music are like, oh, look. I know we're in MTV, but this is pretty good. I know, this is fucking. That's a good song. Let's put that in our fucking, soccer videos. We'll chant that. I'm just saying, like, it's kind of like. At one point, Deep Purple or fucking Pink Floyd was fucking avant-garde, right? The Talking Heads were avant-garde, and now it's just shit your dad listened to. So maybe that's what pedophilia is going to be. Like, oh, they only watch, child porn and abduct people. All right, that's what it was. But maybe, maybe in 20 years, it's going to be like a fucking thing your dad did. In some cases, it is, I guess, which is terrible. I don't really know what I'm saying. But, I just don't make them cry, make them fight back in the movie. Make them have to, like, I mean, look, no one likes the idea. I talk a lot of shit about Three Ninjas, right? Like, I don't like these movies where kids beat up adults. It's stupid. It's gaslighting to kids. You're not going to fucking out-karate an adult. I mean, look, if LeBron James at, like, 11, yeah, maybe, and he's fighting, some fucking dweeb, or even some man. Yeah, but LeBron James is built different. He's a fucking, at 11, he was, whatever. I'm just saying. This kid's, so there are certain people out there. But these Street Ninja kids weren't LeBron James, is my point. They're little kids. They're little regular, dumb kids. But that being said, if the Three Ninjas were being molested by their, the opposing dojo and they're fighting beating up adults, like, all right. I mean, like, look, why not? I'll give them a pass in that case. So if the cuties were fighting against their human traffickers, and by the end of the movie, well, that would be a different story. If the cuties blow up if they kill their moms, make that a satire. Like, why not? You really didn't do the satire bit. You just kind of did a reenactment, it seems. That's not really satire. I mean, I'll watch the movie, I guess, just so I can say this. But I'm pretty sure. I mean, look, the weirder something is to begin with, the more there's a balancing act here. So, make them fucking detectives who have to, like, investigate other, murdered children. Something fun. And then they go around and they have fake IDs and they walk the cuties. Or they have that trench coat thing, like in the BoJack Horseman, the trench coat kid. It's an old staple, right? Like the kids get a trench coat and they're an adult person. But like you have the cuties do that, but then they break apart like Power Rangers. They start fighting pedophiles and priests and fucking like piss this Christ, and just they throw a shit crucifix at the priest, and then he's dead. And it's like, oh, is it a French movie? It's like French. I mean, I guess it might be look, whatever. I mean, because say whatever. I don't want to get into a religious war here. I'm not saying we make an anti-Christian film. Just make a film where priests get fucking shit with a shit crucifix thrown at them. What's wrong with that? A little taste of their own medicine. So I don't know, the cuties just seems make them into fucking giving them helicopters. And they fly around in helicopters and they're just fucking dropping bombs onto like fucking. Baby gaps, because they make, you made our skirts too short, and then we're gonna have Quentin Tarantino make the cuties. I'm not saying I guess that's problematic to have a, straight white man or whatever take a Muslim woman. I'm not doing that, but I'm just saying, but take that sensibility, fine. Take that, do that. Like make them just start murdering people, murking fucking parents, just shooting, like make them school shooters. I don't know. Just conflate the issues. I mean, look, if you made a movie that basically implied that if you put your kid in a pageant, they'll become a school shooter, it ain't really borne out by the facts. I'm not saying it's a factual recounting, but it's something. It's at least a satire. I mean, you watch those old, what's that guy's name? Fucking the guy, Todd Solondz. The guy who made fucking Welcome to the Dollhouse, and he made the movie Happiness, where like it's a vignette movie and Seymour Hoffman was in it and fucking Captain Mannheim, and I think Seymour Hoffman's like jerking off on the phone to some woman and she likes it or something. But then like the dad who's in The Americans, that guy's great. He's a character actor. I don't know his name. But he fucking like becomes a pedophile in the course of the movie, I guess, and realizes he's a pedophile. He molests his son's friend. And it's just bizarre. And, like, you watch and it's going, like, what am I watching? What is the point of this? Are you even against pedophilia? It seems like you're pretty much against it, but, like, it's all very insane. But, like, I think he goes to jail and, like, whatever. My point is, there's a way to do these things where it's at least absurd. And I don't know. It doesn't, you don't have him, you didn't show him fucking the kid. The kid wasn't, running around in a goddamn, a tutu. I don't know. I mean, like, I'm not saying these, but make it fucking. What was even the point of bringing up Todd Solondz? I mean, those movies make me. I don't enjoy. I should watch them again. I haven't seen them in years, but they're not enjoyable to me. They're kind of like they're all right. They're kind of like it's out there. It's like Piss Christ. I mean, I like Piss Christ, but I mean, like do I want it in my house where my kids eat and sleep? I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I would like put a Piss Christ in my kid's room. Is my point. But I think you should be able to make it. So I don't know. Make the cuties have fucking magic powers. Make them like fucking Sailor Moons. And they fight back against fat men pedophiles. Just make them all just weird Danny DeVito looking guys. Danny DeVito would never do that. Hopefully, I mean, I don't think he would, but I can't vouch for him. You never know. So yeah, there's that. Football's back. I can't get into football. When the Giants, I mean, the only 2 years I got into it were the years the Giants happened. If I'm going to be anything, I'm a Giants fan because I got a helmet as a kid. Someone gave me a helmet as a kid, and so I like the Giants. I mean, whatever. And I'm not one of those guys who can't get into sports. I like basketball. I got the tennis for a bit, Formula One. I can watch football. I can appreciate the game. I just can't get. How did this become like the fucking? It's fantasy, right? It's the fantasy football thing that made it the like. This is our game. This is our fucking Saturday. We're just gonna watch 8 games. I can't get into the 8 games. I can maybe watch 1 game, but they're long. It's just in the middle of the day. You put them on TV. It's I don't know. I can barely. I like the finals, right? I watch the Super Bowl. But I watched the fucking NBA, like the series. That's the problem. It's all 1 game. You miss 1 game and you miss the 10th of the fucking thing. It's always like October 15th before I even realize the season's going on with football. Can't get into it. Everyone's so excited. I mean, I'm not going to begrudge you. It just seems like there's a community vibe around it. And I feel left out. Maybe I'll try watching it. I mean, I was going to watch the U.S. Open, but the 2 guys in it, I never heard of, and so what gives a fuck? I need Nadal, I need Djokovic or Federer. Otherwise, I can't give a fuck. Cause I just don't like tennis enough. I don't follow. At one point I followed it. Is this even interesting? I don't know. But it's a great, whatever. Football, it's fun. Enjoy. I guess. Is it a racist sport? I don't know. I mean, it seems like they're kind of turning around with that. Who cares? I mean, I don't know. I can't give a shit about the anthem. Who cares about we talked about the flag already, though, right? Did we talk about it? It's a bullshit flag. Flags are like this whole idea of like caring about your country. No one cares about you. Like it's like caring about your high school. Like, oh, fucking don't fuck with the Deer Park High School. We're fucking the Falcons. Oh, you're Falcon Pride? Oh, we're gonna beat North Babylon. Who gives a shit? I'm getting fucking, I'm trying to jerk off in my room here. When I get home, I'm not trying to fucking go to a pep rally. I'm trying to get my dick sucked by my fan. That's my fucking high school years. Maybe fucking get a car and get late. But this idea, we're gonna fucking give a shit about the people who die for this kind. They're dying for the fucking corporate. I mean, what are we doing? This one's a little ranty today. We'll be back in a little sharper next week. I feel like I'm a little all over the place today. It's fine. The Cuties have me perplexed. But yeah, so Woodward and Trump. I mean, I don't even know what side to take on this Trump Woodward thing, right? It's like, yes, Bob Woodward is a CIA shill. We know that, right? Like, I love journalist movies. I love fucking All the President's Men. It was fun. Doesn't mean that Bob Woodward wasn't fucking, paid by the CIA to take down Nixon. Nixon was worth taking down. Sometimes creeps take down creeps, right? It's like the Cuties universe. It's like the Cuties subplot, where it's like the pedophile priests are going after the pedophile Halloween guys. What's the pedophile Halloween guy? They run the haunted houses and they abduct kids and they fuck them in the haunted houses. Like I went to a huge haunted house complex last year with Lucy, near New Paltz. I don't know what town it was. It was near New Paltz, and she loves Halloween shit. We're gonna have a Halloween house. We're gonna do the whole house in Halloween gear. We're gonna fucking get spider webs and deer dicks, and we're just gonna fucking I'm gonna just have a Baphomet temple. We're gonna do something, but I might go crazy. I might get a Baphomet temple. I might get a fucking make a dead cadaver, not a real one. But I've been in the trade, right? I know how it works. I know how to make a body look real dead. Now, I mean, I'm only gonna be using paper mache and probably some fucking, maybe I'll just, get some pea soup and some, we'll get some fluids. We'll get some different glues. That could be fun. But the point is, you might see in the background, in the coming month, maybe you'll see some of this stuff. Or maybe never will happen. Maybe I'm lazy and nothing gets done. And I'll be done with keto by the time I talk to you next. Because I had to fucking pour panko into my asshole because I couldn't stop leaking fucking chicken broth or something. Who knows what my life is like? It's a constant stream of consciousness that I try to harness and control. And sometimes it's brilliant. And sometimes I'm just, it's just piss blood crucifix. And which is even still kind of fun. So, we're all over the place. Maybe I'll do another one. No. What am I talking about? The Red Bull. But yeah. So Trump and Woodward. It's a situation where, like, the guy's lying, right? The guy's, Trump is basically not lying. He's telling them, like, look, I'm downplaying this fucking shit. Which, like, in some reasonable case, you can make the case the guy should downplay it, maybe. But then you do nothing. It's like, so the point is, like, this is where we're at, where people have to, what is the, like, do you pick sides between the mafia and the FBI? It's like they're both scammers. The Al-Qaeda and the fucking CIA. It's the same thing. It's like, you don't have to pick sides here. Trump's an asshole. Trump's shitty. Trump should be out. Like, yeah, Biden's an asshole too, but, like, Biden hasn't proven that he fucking plunged the country into a fucking nightmare. Right? Like, maybe he will. But we'll give him a shot. What's wrong with there used to be a thing of let's shake it up. You elected Trump to shake it up. Where'd that shake it up method go? Is this unless you like it, unless you're enjoying it, then, I mean, how am I going to argue with you? I mean, hope that's why voting exists. People just can't, it is what it is. But the point is, so, like, is Woodward a hero? No, Woodward's not a hero. I mean, what else does mean he's lying? I mean, this is a guy. This is a reason you pay journalists. You pay him to fucking come out. I mean, why is the guy even talking to Woodward? You know what the guy is. You know you're a crook. You know you're a dirty guy. It's like a fucking, like, pedophiles seem smart. Like, pedophiles just don't talk to cops. Right? Pedophiles aren't just going around, like, calling up the FBI going, like, let me go on the record for a minute. I'm not going to admit to anything, but, like, let me just talk about kids for a minute. Let me just talk about the concept of childhood and what it means to me. And, like, like, imagine that. Imagine, like, fucking some just fucking crazy pedophile, just, like, Dennis Haskert just calling up the feds, and, like, some guy from, and just being like, yeah, I just, chill. Here's what I think about the aesthetics of childhood. Like, insanity. Like, why is this guy talking to anyone? Don't give him interviews. You're not good at this. I mean, is anyone out there like Trump because of the interviews? Like, is anyone reading the Woodward book going like, yeah, no, I'm going to vote for him? I'm not saying, like, there might be reasons you like him. You like him because of the rallies. You like him because he's like, the Roman Cain shit, where he's like, he tried to hit his mother with a hammer. Like, that's where the brilliance was. The political brilliance and the fucking stunts with the women, with the victims of Bill Clinton at the debate. Like, that's, but, like, it's, hello, Lucy. I was explaining to the people. This is my girlfriend Lucy. She's here. She's coming from the cold like a spy. Don't you think the Cuties would be better if they had missions? If it was like an exploitation film where they're killing pedophiles?
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, we should have the cute. Get on camera for a second. This is Lucy. You don't know her. She's great. Hello, Lucy.
Hi, baby.
We're gonna make a Cuties 2. It's just gonna be me and her. We're the two Cuties, and we're just fighting the priests, the pedophiles.
Yeah, we have big lollipops and we're in bikinis.
We're bikinis and lollipops, and we're just fucking like, I'm baiting priest. I'm going, hey priest, you want to fuck me in the ass? And he goes, yes. And then he goes, body of Christ, and I just start stabbing him with my dick pen, my dick knife. My dick is like that thing in like El Mariachi or whatever when the guy when Danny Trejo has the fucking guns that come out of his dick. I have that with a knife. And the priest is like, fuck me in the ass, little boy. And I'm like, bam, I have a knife. Like, that's satire. That would be satire. It's not satire just to make a twerk film. You have to go over the top more. You have to go grindhousey. You gotta go, like, whatever. I'm just saying. So that's fun. But yeah, the point is, so why are you talking to anyone is the point. Why are you getting out there and just don't talk. Just don't talk. I mean, I think the San Francisco wildfires look nice. I think I might move to San Francisco. People are telling me, and I'm not an alarmist, but people are telling me I'm going to be murdered on the streets. I'm going to, be beaten to death like Bernie Getz was almost beaten, and then he carried a gun around. Like, I'm not, and I need to get out of New York. Now, I don't leave my house much, but, whatever. But maybe I'll move to San Francisco and just be, it's a Halloween treat. I can just be a Halloween boy all year round. It's just orange, and it's just dusty. I don't know. I don't hate the idea. I don't hate it. I don't love it. Maybe I'll go to Austin, and I'll just be the pig that gets barbecued. Maybe I'll go to Montana, and I'll just fucking be a ranch hand. I don't know. I mean, I definitely won't kill myself because I need to go to heaven. I need to, or at least get the chance to be teased by a homeless woman, to cheat on my tomato wife. You can't cheat Jesus. You can cheat a lot of things, but you can't cheat Jesus. So, I guess that's the moral of it. You can cheat anyone, but you can't cheat the shit Christ or the shit blood Christ. Well, anyway, I think that's all for today. Thanks so much. Yeah, if you guys want to sign up for the Patreons, it'll be in the link. It's an extra episode every Thursday, sometimes Friday morning. But we've been doing it Friday morning lately. But whatever, it's getting to you by Friday, so don't worry about that. It's $5 a month, you get the fucking episode a week. And yeah, we're all this was a chaotic episode. It was fun. And whatever. We'll do more next week. We'll fucking expand on it. Get a little more tighter focus. And enjoy your football, enjoy Cuties if you want. I mean, I'm not telling you not to watch Cuties. Watch it if you want. It just seems, or enjoy what else is out there? The Kissing Boots 5. Just we gotta sell these kisses. Something like that. Anyway, follow me on Twitter and Instagram at RayCump. I'll see you guys either Thursday or see you next week. Have a great day.